You're listening to the uMentor Talk Show, now available in the Emoji app. We're your hosts.
Imran Dharamsi.
And I'm Fatima Al Sayed. On this weekly talk show, we usually invite experts to take us through their journeys as professionals in their fields. If you have any questions for our panelists, please leave them in the comments section and we'll get to them through the show. Before we get into our show, we wanted you to meet Inspire. This is a part of our app, the Emoji app. It is a space for a question and answer platform for career advice in our Shia community. As a rising professional, it's a great resource for you to ask for great advice from professionals in our community. As a mentor, it gives advice to our community's future professionals, and it's available via the Emoji app on Android and iOS. And if you want to reach out to any of our speakers today, they're actually going to be on the app as mentors, so you can feel free to reach out to them.
Today, we're so happy to welcome Brother Faisal Abbas, a consulting manager at Accenture, and Brother Aabir Rizvi, a management consultant at Microsoft, to the show. So today is an IT panel. Brother Faisal is a technology aficionado with a passion of helping others by teaching. And Brother Aabir lives and breathes technology and emphasizes the importance of collaboration. So let's introduce both of them here. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Faisal and Brother Aabir. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, assalamu alaikum. How are you guys?
Walaikum assalam. Doing well. Thank you very much.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. So first, we're actually going to start with something a little bit different. We are going to be doing a lightning round. So it's going to be a series of rapid fire questions where Fatima or I ask each of you a question. And you take turns responding in 1 or 2 sentences. So this should be pretty fun, engaging, and a good way for you to introduce yourselves to our viewers.
And we'll get the most, I think, information possible from you guys through this. So let's start off with Brother Aabir. Where did you study? And then Brother Faisal, right after you give us an answer.
Studied at University of Chicago, University of Illinois at Chicago, and now doing my MBA from University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, as we speak.
Perfect. I have I have BS in computer engineering from Sir Syed University, Pakistan. Also MS in computer science from Abbas Institute, Pakistan, and recently completed my MBA finance from LSU.
Okay, so going back to, I guess, undergrad, what was your specialty? So starting with Brother Aabir.
I was a economics, math, and computer science major. Right now I'm doing, I'm going to leave the MBA
for later on.
I was computer engineering major.
Computer engineering, okay.
Yeah. It's cool. You guys have different backgrounds. So when did you first come to the U.S.?
I came to the U.S. in 2002. I completed my my high school in Karachi. Went to Adamji College over there, and SNS Foundation, and came here and started doing my undergrad here in the States.
That's really cool.
All right.
I came right after Aabir, after 2 years actually, 2004. I graduated here right after my bachelor's and master's.
Okay, cool. Where was your first job, Brother Aabir? Starting with you.
I started off working at many different, even odd jobs. I've worked at many stores, many gas stations, Dunkin' Donuts. I've done cab, Uber. I've done all of that. But then I started going after, I was close to completing my degree. Started getting some internships at publicly traded company and started my career in the corporate America almost about 12, 13 years ago.
That's amazing.
Nice. So I had 2 starts of my career. The first start was in Pakistan. I started my career with a private airline in Pakistan called AirAsia. And here in US, I started my career with Oracle Corp.
Okay, and then now we
Alright.
have a question about where are you currently working?
I'm currently working at Microsoft, and for the last year and a half, and as a management consultant. I'm in a technical role, but still doing advisory at a leadership level.
All right, Brother Faisal.
Yeah, I'm currently working with Accenture as a consulting manager, and my role is pretty similar to Aabir. That we advise and advise our customers on cutting edge technologies.
Okay, great. So I think we went into this a little bit before, but if you maybe want to give our listeners a little bit more detail, what are you currently studying?
I'm currently doing my MBA, as I mentioned, from University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. My focus is management and entrepreneurship, and I'm really passionate about taking the next steps in my career more towards on the management side. And really, the big drive is to increase the impact and really to look at the community and my friends, my family, all of you who's listening, to really bring us with me on this journey. Sky's the limit, and we can never think or fall, short of skills that we bring to the table. We can always target and aim high, and we'll reach there.
Right. Okay, Brother Faisal.
I'm working on multiple fronts. I have some certification I have to refresh. That is my job requirement. Plus, I have to go for some new certification as well.
Yeah.
Along with that, I am currently researching on my my terminal degree, my PhD. Currently doing a research on that. This time.
Okay, so there's a question about what are you currently pursuing, but you both kind of answered that and cheated. But our next question is going to be, what is your inspiration? What is your drive?
Really, what drives me is I've been working in the collaboration technology where I'm helping organizations better work together to be more effective. The technology that I've been working at is all around Microsoft ever since I've started my career. So it was using SharePoint, OneDrive for Business, or other collaboration technologies. Right now, my expertise is Teams, and I've worked with a lot of my customers during in the midst of COVID to really get them onto this platform. March, April, May, we have typically pretty much worked 100 hours a week, to get those companies very quickly ramped up with Teams and so forth. But in a grand scheme of things, that's essentially what I really want to turn towards my community, to my people, and do the same thing, collaborate with them, gel with them, and really bring them along on the journey of, as I grow, I want to see them grow. As I, or all of us, right? So we are all should be uplifting together.
Yeah.
That's what drives me.
Right. Such a nice message.
Yeah, I enjoy, bringing people, uplifting them as well, as you alluded to as well. The philosophy I live by is, if I know a word or two, why not share with others? And, I'll bring them up to speed onto it. So that's where, the education or training, that side of the house actually, attracts me most. And that's what, I get engaged into, in these areas along with my day job.
Thank you so much. I have a question for you, Brother Faisal. Has it been harder or easier to mentor after COVID?
You know what? It was an easier ride compared to pre-COVID days. Now that you do not have to meet face to face a person, schedule a time and all that.
Yeah.
So you cut on all that time. You either pick up the phone or get on a WebEx with the person and start working in that area.
That's interesting response, because perhaps people who seek mentorship are maybe being more active about it with COVID.
Even though mentorship is usually like meant to be face to face, you know?
Right. So like if they're in front of you in a WebEx, then they're serious about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been engaged in this mentorship for a while. It's been several years now. Different organizations, even within my organization, I am part of the mentorship program. Plus, I'm enrolled in the LinkedIn mentorship as well. So that's where you don't get to face to face with a person. Mostly, it's on the virtual connect.
Right. Okay. So we have a question for both of you. You shared so many resources with us for youth, for people who are just, Shia Muslims in North America or maybe interested in your fields. So could you just maybe walk us through them? And as you do, I'm going to put them up as banners on the screen. But for all our viewers, right after the show, all of this is going to be in the description of the video. So you can just click it there. So I guess if we can start with Brother Aabir.
Yeah, I just wanted to add a few points to what Faisal said on the previous question.
Sure. Yeah.
Really, this is the new norm, right? This is what we are seeing more often. I was traveling back to back, meeting customers. Earlier this year, in the month of January and February, I traveled to 8 different cities. And then all of a sudden it came to a stop, right? And now we're leveraging technologies like what you're using or other competitor technologies of Microsoft Teams. But Microsoft Teams all of a sudden became the new norm for organizations, and people learned, they went over the hump of understanding that technology is there for our benefit. We are doing this very frequently. All of us, even my mom is doing it, right? She's attending like majlises and she's doing her things, right, in the community and attending programs. We're planning our son's birthday, and most likely we're going to do it over Zoom or
stream it live.
Live streamed birthday. Wow.
So that's the new norm, and we are all ever evolving. There's so much we have the capacity to do, but it's at times I feel it's our fear that often gets in the middle. It's really getting out of that comfort zone. But the minute we get out of that comfort zone, that's where the reward is, right?
Right.
Yeah. And this analogy can be applied to any scenario, not just work or education, but even faith, even religion, right? Waking up for Fajr is not easy, right? It's really getting out of that comfort zone, but there's a lot of reward after that. Going back to your question, brother, I want to say first of all that the biggest resource that we have that we are going to be sharing, and I've already shared it in my Facebook community that I've been running for a good 7 years or so, and I very carefully vetted and accepted about 3,600 Shia Muslims, that I personally carefully visit and understand that they live in the region. But I think the biggest resource is you guys. This is the platform. This is the biggest resource where we are all coming together. And thank you very much for the opportunity. It's basically an honor for us to be on the show.
It's our honor to have you guys on the show and
so happy
to be able to share your experiences as well. It's a beautiful thing to bring together our Shia community through something like that.
You will find many people like Aabir out there in the community, but the platform that you are running are very few. So keep expanding on that. So everyone that's listening, spread the word and get this platform to your friends so that they can first and foremost start joining and growing here. We gotta support every single effort that's happening within our community. That should be our number one goal.
Right.
Number two, what I've started, please join the Facebook group. That's the thing on the screen there. Of North America. I'm also a mentor on that particular group, and anyone can become a mentor there, as well as Umoja or use other platforms. The goal is the same, right? There are avenues, and we should really be on all avenues, or at least on any one of them for sure. Other resources that I have shared is my personal LinkedIn account.
Yep, it's on the screen.
that's on the screen. Feel free to connect. Please connect. We gotta grow, we gotta network. And the strength of, if you go to college to get the education, right, you are getting everything from home, from your parents, the values and everything. You go to the masjid and your centers because you want to increase your faith, right? You go to certain places to get the value that you want to get. The one thing that we often don't do is network. We often don't like to connect, and maybe I'm generalizing, but the idea that I'm trying to tell all of you, all of my listeners, is to connect with all of us. If you find a Shia name, you like what they're doing, send them a salam and send them that I really like what you're doing. Do you have time? And if that person reads it, if that person's like me, he's going to really make time for you and sit down with you, because that's what drives. That's what I'm passionate. The third thing is, there are some Microsoft resources that I also wanted to share with you. Should I?
Yep, I have it on the screen.
Yeah. So about Microsoft Aspire program, anyone who's a recent grad, if you have graduated within the 12 months from now, or you're about to graduate, you're either looking for an internship or you're looking for full-time roles. One of the misconceptions that I want to say, and I repeat, misconception, is to not shoot for the stars and not look at a company like Microsoft or Google or Facebook, whatever the platform may be, and think that, oh, I'm not going to apply. I don't have it. My grades are not there, or I probably need to have like 4 or 5 years of experience before I should shoot. No, please. So that's a misconception. Get that really out of the way. So,
or even, sorry, on that point, in terms of, Muslim women in hijab as well. Like, why would they accept me? Why would I be entered into this field?
Yeah. You've lost 100% of the battle. 50% of the battle is with you.
Yeah.
So first, win that first 50%, that I'm going to go with it and I'm going to get that job. That's number one. So you already won 50% of the battle. The remaining 50% is not in your hand. Do dua and do your best, learn from your mistakes, and repeat. That it's a constant cycle, and you may be lucky or you may be good enough to make it in. I'm also involved in the interview process. I know people that we have hired, and I know the criteria that we use, and that's why I turn around and I look at my community and I look at the kids that are coming at our centers that are doing azadari, or they're doing noise, or they're coming for amals, and I try to talk to them, and I get this sense that there is a sense of fear that, oh yeah, I'll definitely apply, but I get some experience, and when I feel that I have worthy enough experience and knowledge, that I'm going to shoot for this company or that. I want you all, my last 10 seconds, I want you all to just stop thinking that way. Reach out to me if you're interested, learn more about this program, or even if you're an experienced professional and you're looking for a position, look at Microsoft. They are hiring like crazy. So that's not many companies can say that, but I can tell you about Microsoft. So use me as a resource.
Thank you so much.
Great message, Aabir.
Yes.
Hear that. Yeah. I'm gonna start off with Aabir's message. I'm gonna continue that, piggyback on it. So the Microsoft careers and all. Accenture has pretty much similar extensive program, but for some reason, and because of the COVID, we have a hiring freeze at this time. For experienced hires or or the new entrants. But Brother Imran he's gonna post my my LinkedIn profile or LinkedIn link pretty shortly. So reach out to me on LinkedIn. Either you are in a need of a role or looking for a change, or somebody in your group or in your circle. Feel free to reach out to me. It's not just only the Accenture where we have the connection. We have connections with different organizations and different firms as well. And we will do our best to to hook you up and get you into into that trade. if I roll back, so coming back, so what are my areas of interest, or
Mm-hmm.
I am engaged in. So first off, thank you, Moja, and now that I am part of the Moja community, so you guys can reach out to Moja as well, and you guys are doing a great job, hands down. Um, Second thing is, because of this, my engagement to the education and training people, that's where I felt the need that, people come to me that, when are you starting the next program? When is the next training
Right.
session starting? So what I did is, I thought about it, and, so I started putting the, I created my own YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
Start putting in technology nuggets onto it, and also along with detailed hands-on trainings as well. Currently, I have cloud-based training, cloud-related trainings, I would say,
Mhm.
especially on the AWS side, and I am in the process of building it more with on the other technology areas like DevOps, or or the security, or the operating system, and whatever and whatnot. So the channel is growing, um, free of charge, no charges to it, and I try to dumb it down to that level that where a person does not have any knowledge of that specific technology area, and then we
Mm-hmm.
start on it. So start from the lecture one up to the advanced lectures. You will find that helpful. And if you have any questions, although you can message me on my YouTube channel or through my LinkedIn or my
Mm-hmm.
email. Pretty straightforward. My first name dot last name at outlook.com. Faisal.abbas at outlook.com. You can reach out to me there as well. Second is my YouTube channel. Sorry, my LinkedIn profile, so you can reach out there as well. So yeah, that's all I have at this time.
Okay. And just to jump in for a second, although that YouTube link was not clickable, there's one in the description. So whoever's interested, you can go check that.
Perfect.
One question I have, are these resources specifically aimed at people within the IT field, or can anyone listen in and benefit from them?
So I can start off with my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
If you have zero experience in IT,
Mhm.
but you have you have a fire in you and you have a desire to learn, come connect to the channel. Start with the first lecture,
Mhm.
and that this is how I developed it. That you will start building interest into it.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So it's to help build skills.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Brother Aabir, what about your mentorship? Is it directed just at IT, or can anyone reach out and get the mentorship?
So, anybody, when I talk to any individual, irrespective of their background,
Mhm.
I tell them this, that one, and this is something I wanted to cover, and piggybacking off of what Faisal said. First of all, his course is really good. I sat in it, and I've tried to complete it. I think I'm missing the last two classes, Faisal, so soon I'll be done. But IT has many different segments within this IT organization within an organization, right? Some of the things that you may have heard of or anybody know, but maybe some areas are like development, right?
Mhm.
Some areas are project management. Some areas maybe around application support. Some areas maybe like infrastructure. So there are different areas in IT, and there are certain areas that are very much open to anybody with no technical experience at all. Even the
Mm-hmm.
work you're going to be doing is just going to be like, you're going to be gathering information. How maybe someone's listening to this right now, and someone's
Mhm.
taking notes, perhaps, and someone taking that notes and sharing with a friend that, hey, I heard these two people talk, and they talked a lot, and here's what they said, and they talked a lot, and literally what the concept is, right?
Yeah.
Taking the information that you're hearing uh,
Right.
needs to be developed, or that needs to be implemented or changed, and handing it over to the people that are going to actually do the heavy lifting and do it. So,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
but to answer your question at the core, IT is perceived as something that's completely outside of the scope of any individual,
Mm.
but that's not the case. But if someone is willing to talk to us about a completely different field, by all means, we try to personally pair them up with individuals, and we are actively doing that in the
Mm-hmm.
community, individuals, because really the bottom line is there are, because of COVID, because of all the recent grads that are coming out, what the market is looking like, it's not really good. We really have to really understand, if all of us have a job or we are about to graduate, there's a lot of stress that's out there.
Mhm.
And we have to start pairing people up with the right people, and
Mm-hmm.
start reaching out for help,
Yeah.
and start lending our hand to people that are reaching out.
Okay.
Imran,
So
if I may add,
yes, for
yeah,
sure.
maybe a sentence or two on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, our mentorship program and our training program, YouTube channel, and all that. So it is regardless of color, creed, religion, location, etc.
Mm.
It is not only
Mm-hmm.
for one specific community. It is,
Mm-hmm.
humanity at large.
Of course.
Yeah, definitely. That's so important to say. I guess transitioning off of that, even though COVID has caused a lot of hiring freezes, IT is still like a rising star. So what are the hottest careers in IT right now? Brother Faisal, if you want to take that.
Um, so currently, cloud is very much in demand. AI, machine learning is very much in demand. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I emphasize whenever I talk to people that find your niche. If you can make X plus $1, why settle down for X minus one? So
Mhm.
find your niche.
Right.
Look for something that has uh, just kicked in or that has a longer lifespan than the thing
Mm-hmm.
which has already been outsourced. So look into the cloud side, look into the AI, machine learning, app development or the mobile
Right.
development, a
Mm-hmm.
collaboration. So these are the areas which have picked up quite a bit of pace, and they have, a longer lifespan, to cover.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah, that makes sense. And these questions, we actually got questions from our Inspire platform.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to submit questions before the next show, it's always available on the Inspire platform. And Brother Aabir, if you want to add to that.
I'll just add, cloud in general, of course, is the right answer. AI, ML,
Mm-hmm.
definitely where you got into it, that'll be the right thing to do. From Microsoft's perspective, I'm just going to name a few technical platforms. Azure, learn as much as you can. That's part of the cloud that Faisal mentioned. But also take a look at app developments within Teams. Also take a look at Power Platforms, Power Apps,
Mhm.
Automate, Power
Mm-hmm.
BI. Those are some of the keywords that I've given. If you have any questions, any interest, I can give you a lot of material.
Mhm.
I can help you along the way, get you where you need to be.
Amazing.
So we have like less than 2 minutes left, but we're gonna push it a little bit because we really want to hear how you guys met and how you know each other. I think that's really interesting. Who wants to let us know about that?
That's right.
Okay. I'm going to start off with Imam Ali saying that a person is either your brother in faith or a brother in humanity.
Mhm.
And Aabir actually checks both the boxes for me. Our relationship goes all way back to Karachi, Pakistan.
Mhm.
One of eight got us, together in Chicago.
And you guys both work together at the same mosque, right? Helping out and mentoring. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So there are various programs we are engaged in different capacities with our
Mhm.
mosque. Even this, this training program, this is what we started, at our local mosque here in Chicago. Center is called IEC Hussaini. So we are very
Mhm.
active members of that. I'll let Aabir talk about his engagements there. So I am engaged in. You will find me in pretty much everywhere. I am part of the funeral committee.
Mhm.
I'm part of the parking committee, volunteering on different areas, and w- wherever and whenever the opportunity arises, I get engaged in. I'm not a person who wants to have quote unquote a title.
Yeah.
As long as they have something for me, or if I could be of any help to the community
Mhm.
in capacity, you'll see me there.
So the main intention is just being of service to others.
Correct. Correct.
Mhm.
And I'll add to what Faisal said. Faisal also has impacted many lives, many people that have learned through his different courses since 2013, if I'm not mistaken. Along with a lot of other community members like himself, who came together to educate people within the community. Just recently, it was over 500 people that sat in his registered for his class that
Wow.
just happened a month and a half ago. So it's a big deal. He's been asked to go out of town. He's been to Maryland, invited as
Mhm.
a teacher to come and talk about his course and in a boot camp for 3 days. Myself, I've been involved on the at IEC Husseini. That's my center. That's where
Mhm.
I've gotten all the love and respect from, and the community, the kids, the youth that's around me that I absolutely love. Every
Mhm.
single one of them is basically what drives me, and I always want to help them in any way, shape, or form. At the center, outside of the center, in their personal lives, and I will continue to do that.
Mhm.
That's what drives me. That's what keeps
Mhm.
me going.
Mhm. So, transitioning a little bit, who encouraged who with the MBA, and how and why? Why did you both decide to pursue your MBA?
I'll start.
He was ahead of the game.
Go for it.
So I'm that kind of person. If I try to lead by example.
Mhm.
If I have done something, then you will hear me talking about it
Mhm.
in different circles.
Right.
Try to encourage people. Go for it. Go for this.
Mhm. Mhm.
And MBA was one example. While I was at the tail end of my MBA, Abir and I we connect very frequently.
Mhm.
So I told him about, I'm about to finish and all that. So he told me, he's contemplating on that. That was the moment. And I was just right after. And you have to go for it. You have to, start on that. And, so, and Alhamdulillah, Abir listened and, he started his MBA journey as well.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so
So
he
you
ended.
found a little bit of like inspiration in him and you jumped on it and
And now you're doing an MBA.
I know, and that's what
Yeah.
I want everyone
yeah.
listening. That's what we want you to hear and do. Every one of us, all of us, we're humans. We need that extra push. And
Yeah.
take one of the points from this conversation, and I hope this turns into that extra push for you to
Mhm.
get your certification in Microsoft or AWS, or enroll in the courses and the material Festival has shared, or learn more about the Microsoft Aspire program, or reach out to us through the Emoja app or through other platforms, whatever makes sense for you, for us to help you take that extra step. How Faisal pushed me, and he was like, well, you know what? It's going to take you about 2.5 years, and you have 2 kids, and they're going to be
Mhm.
at this age, and
Right.
their schools are going to get harder.
Mm.
Are you ready to take this challenge later, or do you think it would be better right now? I said it would be better now.
Yeah.
And literally,
Mhm.
I think 10 days after that, I was like, I've submitted all my work, and I'm waiting for the acceptance, and they accepted me.
So on that note, before we get into our famous last question, which Imran will ask, how is it within this career to balance your work and your life, especially with COVID now? I think that's important to raise. And in terms of like females within the field, is it harder for them?
Abir, do you want to go first?
Anyone who wants to answer?
Yeah, I think things are much better from a
Mhm.
female perspective.
Yeah.
I don't see that to be once again, as long as you're 150% of the battle within you,
Mhm.
I don't care who you are. you are going to get to where you want to get to.
Yeah.
And I really firmly believe on that. And I really firmly believe on setting up high targets, go shoot for 110, and then you'll probably get 100 out of 100. If you're going to shoot for 100 out of 100, you're probably going to get 95. So I want everyone to kind of shoot for that 110 out of 100. And you guys, irrespective of who we are, we're going to get to our goals.
Yeah.
I think that's with COVID, things are a bit easier because I was traveling a lot.
Yeah.
And it gave me that extra couple of hours from commute time or from going to the airport time that I can spend towards my education. And inshallah, wish me luck. And
and in terms of, just balancing like family and work, is it a bit easier now?
It's a bit easier because of COVID, but still it's not easy. Of course, nothing is easy. You just have to find time. You just have to see what activities you are going to steal time from. Maybe it's your sleep. Maybe it's from your personal life or from your going to the friend circle. But these days, attending more programs from home, more discussions and more center programs. Well, I'm saving some time there. I'm saving some time here. There are not that many shadis happening or you go. So I can sleep during that time, or I can keep my growth mindset on. Keep walking towards getting more certifications in Microsoft. By the way, I have a few, and I'm working towards a few as well, because those are some organizational requirements too that we all have to meet, and it takes time, but we all can do it.
Right.
So we stole, I think, 7 minutes, a little extra time from people.
Yes.
But we're going to steal just one more minute for our final
we are
question.
almost done.
Okay.
Our amazing final question. So you've given us so much advice today, but what is the one final piece of advice that our listeners should walk away with today after listening to the show?
Brother Faisal, if you want to go first.
Sure. I'm going to put it in one sentence. And this has been the philosophy of my life last couple of years. The life starts at the end of your comfort zone. So challenge yourself. And I did challenge myself. I never had any background in the business or economics or finance. I completed my MBA finance. So, here's an example for you guys. Being a technologist, transition over to the business side. So if I can do it, you all can do it.
Right.
It's amazing. Thank you so much.
And I want to add that we both got a couple of kids as well. And so that just complicates things a tad bit more. Anybody who's young, who's listening, shoot for the stars. I want you to have big dreams. And I promise you, I'm just promising you, come and talk to me in 10 years. You will get to your dreams. You will get to those stars. But I want you to dream big. That's all.
Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
Can I make one more comment here?
Of course.
This is for all the parents, or all the parents who have their kids in the high school, senior year, or college freshmen. Please reach out to us. And this is the struggle which Aabir and we are seeing and hearing in parents, that kids are because of the generation gap, kids are not comfortable talking to the parents. We are here to help them out. Pick up the phone, pick up your email, or whatever the comfortable way for you is. Reach out to us, and we're here to help you out. In giving the career advice or helping out in any form for them.
Very important.
Thank you both so much for your invaluable advice.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you much.
It's been great.
So on our next show, please join me for a conversation with Sister Asil Samhat. Asil is a social sciences student with a lot to express through her poems and photography. And this will be a teen show, so we're having a little crossover.
Yes. So join us next Saturday at 3 p.m. Moja Outreach Foundation, uniting and empowering the Shia community.